second. Have you ever had that moment in a relationship where you know you care about the person, but there's this nagging feeling deep down that something's off, that you don't really feel seen or cherished?
And it's so confusing, right? Especially when they're actually saying the words, I love you. You hear them, you know they mean it, but the feeling just doesn't land. It can make you feel incredibly alone, even when you're together.
Or, hey, maybe you're on the other side of this coin. You feel like you're giving it your all. You are doing everything you can think of to show you care. And yet, it's like it just goes completely unnoticed. Your love feels totally invisible. Well, here's the big reveal. The problem, most of the time, isn't that the love is missing. It's that you're speaking completely different languages. It's a communication breakdown, plain and simple. And this brings us to this really powerful idea called the love language theory. It totally reframes these problems not as some deep emotional failure, but as a communication barrier that, believe it or not, is actually pretty easy to fix. So what even is a love language? Well, think of it like your emotional native tongue. It's the main way you understand and express affection. And when you're speaking one language and your partner is speaking another, the love is there, but it gets lost in translation.
All right, so let's get into the vocabulary of affection. Turns out there are 5 main love languages, and just learning to spot them in yourself and in your partner is a total game changer.
First up, we've got words of affirmation. For people who speak this language, words mean everything. We're talking compliments, words of encouragement. This is the stuff that really fills up their emotional tank. You know, it's about more than just a quick, I love you. It's hearing the why behind it. It's hearing, I appreciate you, or I'm so proud of you. For someone with this love language, silence isn't just quiet. It can honestly feel like rejection.
Okay, next up, quality time. Now this one's tricky because it's not just about being in the same room. This language is all about giving someone your complete, undivided attention.
The best way to think about it is presence over presence. For a quality time person, you putting your phone away and just listening, truly listening for 5 minutes means infinitely more than the most expensive gift. It's about being present.
Our third language is acts of service. For these folks, actions genuinely speak louder than words. They feel the most loved and cared for when people do things to help them.
This is love in motion. It's taking a chore off their plate without them asking. It's seeing that they're stressed and just stepping in. Honestly, the phrase, let me handle this for you, might be the most romantic thing you could ever say to them. All right, next we have receiving gifts. And it is so important to get this one right, because this language has nothing to do with materialism or being greedy. See, for this person, a gift is a physical symbol. It's a tangible little thing that says, I was thinking about you when you weren't here. It's all about the thoughtfulness, not the price tag. And that brings us to our 5th and final language, physical touch. For people who speak this language, nothing communicates love more directly or more powerfully than a simple, meaningful touch. So for this person, a hug, holding hands, a simple hand on their back, that creates this deep sense of safety and connection. And without it, they can feel incredibly distant and isolated, even if every other part of the relationship is perfect. So knowing the 5 languages is great, but why do our good intentions still fail so often? Let's get into the breakdown.
And here it is. This is the big mistake we all make. We naturally show love in our own language, and we just assume our partner gets it. We're basically speaking French to someone who only understands Japanese and then wondering why they look so confused.
And here's exactly how that love gets lost. Let's say your language is acts of service, so you do the dishes to show you care. But their language is words of affirmation. Your effort is 100% real, but because it's not in a language they understand, it just doesn't register. The love is sent, but it's never received. But here is the really good news. You can learn to become fluent in your partner's love language. This isn't some unsolvable mystery. It's a skill you can learn, and it's the path to a much, much deeper connection. So how do you actually do it? Well, here's a quick guide. First, figure out your own language. Step 2, just observe your partner. How do they show love to other people? What do they complain about most often? Third, just talk about it. Don't assume. And finally, make a conscious effort to love them in their language. And that really brings us to the most important point of all this. You can be putting in a ton of effort, but if it's misaligned with how your partner actually receives love, it's just not going to work. It's about loving smarter, not just harder. Because at the end of the day, love is pretty tough. It doesn't just vanish into thin air. More often than not, it just gets lost in translation, waiting for someone to finally understand it.
So the only real question is, are you